Good evening once again, book lovers of the internet. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am Book Nerd 822 and welcome to part 3 of my Book on Haul series. I am attempting to donate 100 books to charity to help raise money for animals in need. Basically, in this video I am going to be showing you many books, children's books, from when I was younger. I have outgrown all of these and I just want to make space in my home library, and I just picked several books. I will go through them very quickly in this video and I'll show you every single one of them. I have already made a note of them in an Excel sheet because even though I do not need them anymore, they will still be missed since they have been a part of my collection for many years now. We'll start with a manga series, however, and I have reviewed every single one of the volumes in this series, and it is called Deadman Wonderland by Jinsei Kataoka and Kazuma Kondo. You can take a look at my channel. I believe I also made a playlist a couple of months ago when I finished reading the series and I reviewed every single one of them. I'll show you all of the books in this collection before moving on. Now, the main reason as to why I am giving these away is because I couldn't really sell them on Facebook Marketplace, and also because I lost interest in the series. It's not for me. I didn't really enjoy it that much, even though I finished it. And I do like the pattern on the spines, however, the way it goes from black to white and all the way to black again. Lovely pattern. This is the first book. It's all about blood manipulation and the superpowers having to do with using your own blood to defeat enemies and being put in a prison, basically, where you have to fight in order to at least try to retain your sanity, even though that isn't really possible. And in certain cases, if you lose, your organs will be taken and experimented on as well. You can take a look at all of my reviews on Goodreads. There isn't much I remember about this series, but it's quite creepy and quite strange as well. Creative in its own sense, I suppose, but at the same time, it's not something which I enjoyed too much. I found it to be quite repetitive and it could have ended much sooner. And they had a good theme going, but they just stretched it for too long, to the point where I didn't much care about the resolution and the plot twists either. And there is some romance going on as well. Those are basically all of the books I will be giving away. Next are several others. Um, I will try to go through them alphabetically. The first one is this one, The Spring on the Mountain by Judy Allen. I have outgrown several of these, which is why I want to give them away. No need for much of an explanation there. Enid Blyton and the Adventures of the Six Cousins. I remember reading these when I was younger. Spy High, Episode 1, The Frankenstein Factory. I feel as though this was a part of my reading project as well. When I was in Form 2 or Form 3, secondary school. Spy High Episode 2, The Chaos Connection by A.J. Butcher, just in case any of you are interested in actually reading these. The TV Kid by Betsy um, Byers. This one took me less than a day to complete. I mean, not surprising there, but when I was younger, that felt very special. Artemis Fowl by Eoin Colfer, the first one, and I believe the second one as well, The Arctic Incident. Then we have Just William by Richmal Crompton, now a major BBC adaptation. Once again, very much not for me. If you were wondering as to what this red dot is, by the way, on the screen, it is my camera, and it's not a sniper pointing towards William's head. Um, Next is Monster Mission by Ava Ibbotson, or Eva, not quite sure. Next is The Fire Within by Chris D. Lacey. Now, I am a huge fan of dragons, but I have come across dragons in greater series which I haven't yet completed, so I don't really need to read such things. Next is Nancy Drew, A Race Against Time, and Nancy Drew Without a Trace by Carolyn Keene. Next is Denny Danger and the Space Twister by Adam Frost. Then we can move on to a couple of others as well. I have some Charlie Bone, the first one by Jenny Nimmo, Midnight for Charlie Bone, the final book in the series, Charlie Bone and the Red Knight, and the Snow Spider trilogy by the same author. I lost interest in these ages ago. Then we have Cirque du Freak by Darren Shan. Can't even see it that properly on the cover or the spine. And the second book, The Vampire's Assistant, Darren Shan as well. Next is Barnaby Grimes, Legion of the Dead by Paul Stewart and Chris Riddle. I do love me some pirates and some skeletons, but as I mentioned, I'm pretty old for this stuff. The Joke Shop by Ian Strachan, I think. I remember reading this in one day as well. Um, Nothing too memorable, not gonna lie. Kind of read like a Goosebumps volume or a Shivers volume, a bit of a cheap knockoff. I'm Dougal Trump and it's not my fault. Now, this one is actually by a person called Jackie Marchant, rather than Dougal Trump. It has the same vibe as Dork Diaries or Diary of a Wimpy Kid going on, but it's not quite as special. Next is a book by Michael Morpurgo, a double in my collection, Mr. Nobody's Eyes. I remember reading this one. Um, Maybe shed a tear or two, but nowadays I would hardly care for the characters in the slightest, I feel. Um, I might give Morpurgo another go, come to think of it. Then we have Wally. Wally Saves the Day. This was given to me as a Secret Santa gift when I was still in primary school. I do not really need it anymore, and I do wish for somebody to come across it and to read it rather than have it gather dust on my um, bookshelves for the rest of time. Then I have five books from when I was way younger than I am now. The Ugly Duckling, Hreya Fazar, Felusu, Nainufidar, which means helping at home, Innani Uliskarpan, the shoemaker and the dwarves, I think, or little people. And finally, ecology. You can imagine what that means, having to do with ecology. Then I have some books from the Horrible History series and some other books which share the same vibe. We'll start with Chemical Chaos by Nick Arnold, Deadly Diseases, very disgusting cover by the way. My apologies if you have trypophobia. Then we have Measly Medicine, Vicious Vikings, some geography as well, Raging Rivers by Anita Ganeri, um, Monster Lakes, and the Loch Ness over there, fantastic stuff. Um, and Murderous Mats as well, Desperate Measures, and finally the fiendish Angletron. Then I remember reading some of these books on my way to Ukraine, all the way back in year 5 in primary school. Stories for 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, and 8-year-olds. I am now 22 years old, so you can imagine that I have certainly outgrown these as well. And finally, Stories for Boys. Lovely cover with the Indians and their guns, I suppose. They're shooting something. Quite uncharacteristic, to be honest with you. Not quite sure what it's about anyway. But yeah, those are all the books I plan on giving away. 100 of them to be precise. If you enjoyed this series and this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. Take a look at the rest of my content because why not? It's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, hopefully very, very soon. Bye, guys.